Episode 33 of The Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sakura, and I am The Beardcaster. I would like to welcome you to a podcast all about beards and mustaches and the great people who live in the community. Hear the stories and adventures from the people and learn the tricks of the trade on how to grow and maintain your facial hair. There are many interesting situations that follow those of us with facial hair, from lifestyle to competitions, tips and tricks we each have, everyday questions to daily life and the world around us. So please join me, your host Scott Sakura, as I share the stories about these people and hear how they are using their facial hair to be awesome and to do great and fun things. As I said, I am Scott. The podcast is called The Beardcaster. If you have a beard or a mustache, you're in the right place. You've found the right place to be. If you have any questions about what's going on here, you can visit my website, thebeardcaster.com. You'll find out more information there. You can find my Facebook page. You can find my Twitter page. Twitter page. You can find my Instagram page. All my social media is there. It's super easy. You can just like any one of those, and you can follow some interesting content. It's all somewhat beard and mustache related. It's usually pictures I've taken at different events that I've gone to, and they may not all be beard and mustache competitions. They could be just a general, hey, I'm out and about, and hey, there's a guy with a beard or something, or hey, there's a guy with a mustache. It could be any of that. So just make sure you follow me on Instagram, because you'll see some cool pictures, but I post pretty much the same stuff on everything. So you just need to follow me on one of the three and you'll get all the information. And make sure you find me on YouTube, because more information on that coming at a later date. I can't really say too much about that right now. Not only are you going to need to subscribe to me on YouTube, but you're going to need to subscribe to an additional page on YouTube as well. But I will let that all happen when it happens. You can also say, for instance, you're like, how do I get a hold of Scott? Oh, does he have an email address? Now, yes, I do. I have an email address. And you know what it is? It's scott@thebeardcaster.com. That is my email. So, hey, if you have a question, comment, or concern about anything, say, my dog has fleas, I don't know what to do, email me, scott@thebeardcaster.com, and I'll send you an email back. Might not have anything to do with how to get rid of fleas on your dog, but I'll send you an email back. I'm full of answers. They might not be the right answers to the questions you're asking, but I will try my darndest to give you whatever you're looking for. Now, let's see. We're going to get into this episode. And the thing is about episode 33 right here is there is no plan whatsoever. I'm sitting here in my garage recording this episode, and I do not have a plan in place. And the reason why is there's been a lot going on in my life, and there's going to be a lot more going on in my life within the next few weeks, months, and I need to start preparing for these things. And some of them are personal things. Some of them are the Beardcaster things, which for all of you out there, the show is going to be taking a turn for some really good content. And I'm so very excited. I've been working on things for months now, trying to get things into play, developing ideas and stuff, just to make this more of an entertaining show for you, and to get more people involved and more people interested in what we're doing. Now, like I said, I don't really the whole concept of the podcast when I first started was to really follow beard competitions and really kind of follow the guys that are competing, the all-stars, quote unquote, because there's, of course, in every city, every club, the people in the club, the guys that compete, there's a couple all-stars, there's the outstanding guys that are always winning all the competitions and stuff. Though those guys have some really interesting stories, and if you go back to future episode, or not future, geez, wow, I'm backwards. if you go to past episodes, you'll find I've interviewed a lot of those different guys, and they have great stories, and we talk about different events that they're planning. We talk about the charities they work with. We talk about their story, about how they got involved in bearding and everything. And as time's gone on, I really kind of, when I first started the podcast, I was really having a hard time like focusing on what exactly I wanted to do. It started off as like, well, I wanted to cover beard competitions. And then it turned into, well, I want to start covering individuals who are like outstanding in beard competitions. And then I want to start talking to the charities that are in there. And then, I want to start talking about different styles of beards and stuff like that. And as I've been going along, I've been doing all of that, and I just kind of feel, I don't know, I feel a little kind of unfulfilled with what I've been doing. Though I've thoroughly enjoyed every episode that I've done and every event that I've been to and all the people I've interviewed, I just am looking for something more for everyone out there. I feel like people are coming to me now to kind of get more information about growing beards, maintaining beards, just like care and stuff like that. But the competitions and all the other stuff is all part of it too. So this is like an all-encompassing kind of podcast if you're into beards and mustaches. So I'm just trying to provide content that is relevant to people, that will be relevant 20 years from now. If someone, finds a capsule on Mars and they're like, oh, look, there's a little thing in here with a podcast from a guy called the Beardcaster. I wonder what it's all about. And then the Martian opens it up and listens to it, and it's all about growing beards and stuff. And then I inspire a Martian to grow a beard. I could be that guy. You never know. Hey, you never know. I'll just put that out there. But that'd be pretty cool. But the whole point is I want something that's going to kind of to be relatable to more people than just guys that are competing in competitive style bearding or beard growing, or the women that are doing the whiskerina. I want to involve the culture, the people. I mean, like the everyday Joes that, like me, who back 15 years ago or whatever had no clue what competitive bearding was, who just lived their life every day and, hey, man, I got a long beard. How do I take care of it? I have no idea. And those are the people I want to reach out to because, yeah, I might be a guy who has a really long beard, and yeah, I might be a guy who's done competitive bearding for years and won a lot of competitions and stuff in my category, and I've also, worked with a lot of different charities. I've also worked with putting events together. I've worked with just a ton of different people in different ways. And now it's like I feel like I need to go a little bit of a different kind of direction. I mean, I would hope that the people that have listened to the past actually couple episodes have kind of seen the progression of what I'm trying to do. And in the meantime, I've been discussing with another content provider out there, and if anyone's been paying attention on the interwebs over the past couple months, they should know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna spill the beans quite yet. But myself and this other content provider are going to team up here, and we're going to be trying to make not only his show more enticing, but my show, The Beardcaster, more enticing, and bring it to you every week. Now, I've been doing every other week for a year and a half now, and it's tough. It's tough to do this show every 2 weeks. I'm literally like, I may get like a couple nights off in those 2 weeks to just relax and do family stuff and this and that, but the show really does take a lot of time for me to put together. I have to make the time to go interview who I'm going to or go to an event, come up with an idea, do the work I have to do there. Then I have to come home I have to edit it all down, and then I have to write a blog post out. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining or whining, but it's a lot of work, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, I wish I had more time to do it, and I wish I could do episodes like I do every week. I think that would be awesome, but I don't have the time. So what we're gonna attempt to do is try to take the show to a more live kind of way, not doing a live show, but more of a one-on-one, and discussing one week what's going on in bearding news or mustaching news if you're a mustache guy. Talk about different products that are out there, maybe talk about some events, what's going on. Just, it's not going to be anything super crazy, just kind of general information and some hijinks and whatever we decide to do. And then I'll still continue doing my every other week show, but you'll still be getting content from me every week. And I'm really excited about doing this because I really think that this is going to add a lot of value to everyone out there. And I just want to connect with a lot more people. So that's one of the things that are going on. And so there's a lot of things that have been going on in the back end with that. And I'm just trying to get everything all rolling with that. So I'm going to be taking some time off here because I need to get some things working. And like I said, some personal stuff too. We got some stuff with the child going on this summer, and we're going to be out of commission for most of the summer, and he won't be able to walk. So I need to at least be able to focus a little bit more on taking care of him, working more to cover medical bills and stuff like that. And, that's another part of life. And though I want to give you guys the best content I can and to come up with some cool ideas and stuff like that, I also have a family, a marriage, and, I just have responsibility, real life responsibility, real life responsibilities, just like all of you people out there. We all have jobs, we all have families, and though the things that we love to do and our hobbies and our interests and stuff like that are important to us, we have to realize that our families do come first, or there might be other responsibilities that do come first that we need to address. So sometimes those hobbies and interests that we do need to be set on the back burner. So unfortunately, the Beardcaster being my podcast is that thing that I'm going to kind of have to lay back a little bit on to focus more on the family stuff and also focus a little bit more on the new direction that the podcast is going to be going. Do I know when this is all going to start happening? No, I don't, but I need to get a few things into place before we can get to that point. So this episode 33, is kind of a little heads up as to what's going to be going on this summer for the Beardcaster podcast, and kind of just to, remind everyone, hey, we have 32 other episodes out there right now. So if you're just finding this episode right now, go back and check out some of the old ones. There's a lot of really good ones in there that are a lot of fun to listen to, and you might get some good information out of. I plan on doing this podcast for a very long time. So, and the other thing is it's not like I'm hanging this up to not come back. You don't have any idea of how many shows I already have pre-planned. I could do a year's worth of shows and still have more content. I have a lot of stuff already ready to go. It's just I got to get it into place, and I have to redevelop it because it was kind of set up for a different format that I was planning on doing earlier, but now that I want to kind of go in a more general direction about this, I need to kind of retool some stuff. So, but that's kind of the plans for right now, and I guess I'd appreciate some feedback on what everyone's thinking right now. Like if they have any ideas of once again, if you guys have any ideas of things that you would like me to talk about I mean, I really want to focus on what the listener wants to hear. I don't want to just be putting out content that I think is good and you guys don't even want to hear it. I want to make sure that I'm putting out content that everyone wants to hear. And that's why I ask everyone to email me, scott@thebeardcaster.com, and share. Like if you are, you might not even be into competitive bearding, but you're just a Joe Schmo guy out there who has a question about how to use their facial hair to pick up chicks at the local bar. Well, I could kind of find a couple bearded guys out there and we could riff a whole episode on that, and I'm sure it'd be pretty entertaining. In fact, we could probably try to concoct an episode where we could go undercover trying to pick up girls with our beards and see what would happen. That could be funny. John, you can use that one. I'll share that one with John at Gnarly Beard. But yeah, I'm looking for help. I'm looking for ideas from you. You know, I want to make this show what you want it to be. I want to focus on topics that you, the listener, want to hear. I want to hear what's important to you. I want to work on making sure that my content caters to your needs. And your needs, well, and the thing is it doesn't even always have to be about beards and mustaches. I mean, I know lots of stuff about lots of things, but you could ask me any kind of questions and I can try to help you out. But of course, I'm pretty knowledgeable in the beard way, but I might not know a lot of stuff. But that's why I bring on a lot of the guests that I bring on, because I feel that they know what they're talking about. So it's just another thing about beards is a lot of people know a lot of things, and I don't claim to know everything about it. And of course, I really don't know a lot about the hair care side of it. And I have episodes planned for the future dealing with different caring methods, and I just got lots of stuff. So, and the thing is there's been a lot of great things going on with the podcast. I've been getting some great feedback. I've been getting emails from potential guests. I've been getting emails from companies that want to get involved. There's really a lot of great things that are coming down the pipeline for the Beardcaster. So I really hope that everyone's, gets subscribed, tells their friends, and helps get the word out there so we can get this podcast like a locomotive going down the freeway, because trains go down the freeway, and let's just get this thing going. So once again, tell everyone, tell your friends, tell your uncle's dog. Maybe it has a cell phone hiding in its doghouse and we could subscribe to the Beardcaster podcast. Who knows? The world is a mysterious place. Things are happening every day, new, that we just don't know about. So we must embrace all possibilities at this point. Let's see what else. I've been thinking about this episode for a while, and it's just probably more of a bunch of babbling at this point, but I've been kind of at a loss for words, and I've actually been writing an extreme amount. I've been writing up to an hour and a half every day. And that was one thing that I used to love doing when I was younger. I had notebooks of just poetry I'd write, or just like creative writing stuff. And when I went to college for a while, I really enjoyed English classes. I loved writing, and it was just really quite enjoyable for me. And I don't know what happened. I just really lost touch with it and just kind of drifted away from it. And it's been a very hard thing for me to find again. But certain circumstances happen in your life, and it's just like one of those floodgates where writing just is, it won't stop coming out of me. And it feels really good because it makes me reconnect with being younger and feeling youthful and having that inquisitive mind and just the different ways of looking at things, the naive mind of a younger kid who doesn't understand the world and who has these big eyes that are looking for answers, and now I'm the older gentleman. Yeah, I know I make myself sound old, but I'm only 42. It's not like I'm 98. But I have a different perspective on life now, and I look at things much differently, and I've experienced a lot of stuff. So writing now for me is just, I don't know, it's very therapeutic more than anything, and I've been really enjoying it. So that's also kind of slowed me down too from doing show preparation and stuff, because I've been kind of doing that. But in the end, that all ends up helping the show out, because I will be definitely writing more in-depth blog posts and stuff like that. So, and those of you who weren't aware that, with every one of these podcasts, if you go to thebeardcaster.com and you go to the top toolbar and click on blog, there'll be every show that I've ever recorded, and the show notes. And each of those things is a picture of me and the guest, and then there's a player right there so you can listen directly to that episode. And then underneath that is like a little story about what happens. Then there'll be some pictures from if it was an event or something. They'll have pictures in there. I almost think I put more work into the blog post than I do recording the episode, editing the episode, and posting the episode. And I really wonder how many people actually go and check it out. But it's for me, it's like, it's more than just the podcast, more than just the spoken part. I'm making it something more than that. So if someone doesn't even listen to the podcast and they just run across the blog, they still get the same information that they would get from listening to the podcast, except they just wouldn't get my sexy voice. So I guess they lose out on that part. So like I said, just go to thebeardcaster.com/blog, or click on the link on the toolbar, blog, and they can check out information for each episode. So if you didn't know that there was a blog post, you actually might get more information by reading the blog post than you got from the actual audio episode. So check that out. Let's see, what else? Yes, Patreon. The Patreon. So if you had listened to my last episode at the very end, I discussed how I'm trying to really promote my Patreon page right now. Now, Patreon is a platform used by a lot of podcasters, artists, musicians. I don't really know. I mean, I guess some TV people might use it. I could see how it would be handy there. But what it is it's a way for people to support any type of thing that they like. So therefore, I have a page on there, and if you like me, you can support me. Now, ways you can support me are you could donate $1 every month to me, and that would help me out a lot. You could, or any amount you want. So it's all up to you, and it's all about whether or not you get value or you get something from the show. So if you get something from the show and it makes you feel good and you feel compelled to give me $2, hey, that's all up to you. That's your choice. And it kind of helps me pay for a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it's not like the equipment was free. It's not like my hosting is free. It's not like my website's free. It's an investment I made, and I'm not out to make the Beardcaster like a business per se, but I'm trying to be able to, pretty much what I'm trying to do is get some money to be able to go to different competitions, to be able to travel to an event, and to be able to talk to the people there, and to put episodes together about those events. Or if something's going on somewhere and I'd like to go cover an event, then I would like to be able to have my crowd help me, or my fans help me out to get to there. Because in essence, I'm doing whatever I'm going to be doing to create the best content I can for you. So I hope you find it enjoyable. Now, what you got to do is you just go to thebeardcaster.com. There's a humongous logo that says Patreon. You click on that, and it'll take you to my Patreon page, and then there's a list of different donation things you can do, tiers. You click on the one that you would like to do. You can do a monthly subscription donation, or you can do a one-time. It really is all up to you. I'm putting this out there, and by some chance that there are some giving fans out there who at least find me worth at least a cup of coffee a month to listen to. So it's all I'm asking. If you want to help me out, do it. If not, hey, it'll stay free for as long as I can. And I guess that's that. Let me see. I think that's really about it for this. I mean, I could really babble on about a whole bunch of other stuff, but I really want to kind of keep the content here. I want to keep it relevant, and I want to make sure that everyone sticks around. I'm not going to be gone for that long, but I just want to give you guys a heads up of what's going on behind the scenes. I don't want everyone to think that, oh my God, hasn't released an episode in a month. Did something happen? Well, listen to this episode and you'll know what's going on. So I just kind of wanted to throw this out there to kind of explain what's going on, and to know that when I come back, the show is going to be a little different here, a little different there, but we're going to still maintain that sexiness we've always had. So on that note, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. I'd like to thank Waffender Whisker Oil, Brutal Beards, Groomed Gorilla. Who else? Who else should I thank? Let's see. Barbados Grooming. That would be another good one. They're good people. And I'd like to thank you, the listener, for being supportive and subscribing to the podcast. I mean, without people listening, without feedback, without people emailing me at scott@thebeardcaster.com, I wouldn't have a reason to do this show. So I appreciate everyone that listens. I appreciate everyone that gives me feedback. The person I appreciate the most is the one that tells at least 3 or 4 people about this really awesome podcast about beards and mustaches and how they need to listen to it. And then they grab their phone from their hand and they go on their whatever their favorite podcast catcher is, their app, and they go and they subscribe to the Beardcaster on their phone, and then they give their phone back and be like, here, you listen to this. That's what you got to do. What you need to do, if you have a kid and say you have 3 phones in your house, you pick those phones up, you go to, if you have an iPhone or whatever, you go to the podcast app and you type in the Beardcaster, like in the search thing, and then once it comes up, hit subscribe. If you feel compelled, why don't you leave me a review? Give me some stars. That'd be awesome. That'd be super awesome. But if you don't, that's all cool too. I'm not one of those guys that pushes for reviews and stuff like that, because I don't really think it matters that much, and I really don't care. So I look for feedback, but that's just I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. But once again, if you're one of those people that feels compelled to leave information or feedback, by all means, please do it. If you have an Android device, I don't know what kind of podcatcher you would have on that, like Google Play Music maybe, just type in the Beardcaster and subscribe to it. So once again, if you have like a few devices in your house, make sure you subscribe on all of them. So that'd be great. Make sure you download episodes, check them out, go back over some old ones, check out. Now's the time for you to either, if you're just discovering this, download all the episodes, check them all out, catch up. If you're an old time listener and you've been listening since the beginning, go back and listen to a couple of your old favorite episodes. In fact, here's a good one. The child and I were in the car the other day, and we were just fudging around, and I put on the episode where we talked about my grandmother. I think it was 30 attitude episode. The episode about attitude. And so we started listening to it, and I must have accidentally hit the halftime button. So if you have an iPhone and you're using the regular the regular podcasting app, you can hit the speed button, so it's like 2 times speed or whatever, and it sounds faster. Well, if you hit it at half speed, it gets really funny. We about peed our pants as we were driving across town the other day. So I highly recommend if you go back to that episode, Attitude, and hit it at half speed, you'll laugh your ass off. It's pretty funny. So, but once again, thank you for listening and your continued support. Thebeardcaster.com. Check us out. And any feedback, Scott at thebeardcaster.com. And let's, since this episode's a little short, I'm going to throw a couple tunes on the end of it. Recently, I got back together with my band, American Rockstar. I'll put a little video in the show notes here, but we haven't played in over 5 years, and we just kind of decided to get back together with a couple other friends' bands, Sin Dust and Burning Vegas. Now, the intro that you hear at the very beginning of the song is from a band called Sin Dust, and they're from Cleveland, Ohio, and they also haven't played. I think it's been 7 years for them, but their lead singer Chris Donnelly has been playing guitar / bass for us for many years before we stopped playing. But he is also plays for French Donkey, so a lot of the music that I get for the Beardcaster podcast comes from Mr. Chris Donnelly. So, and there's always a link in the show notes for any of the material that's in there. So I highly suggest, if you like any of the music that you hear on this podcast, please check it out. It takes you right to the iTunes store. And I know I apologize for this. This episode's been a lot of call to actions. It's go here, do this, go here, go do that. You know, sometimes you gotta just, this is like the shopping part of, you know, you got to spread some words out there of things that you need and this and that. So I apologize. And I apologize to everyone that was looking for a really fun-filled pack episode of interesting content. And granted, this probably is not the best one, but I just needed to kind of express a few things and to kind of let people out there know what's going on. So, but once again, you know, getting back to the music part, but we got back together. We did a few rehearsals, went really well. We played the show last week, and it was the best one we've ever played ever. And it was so good to get back together with my friends. It was so good to see old friends that we haven't seen in forever. It was so good to play the music, and I wanted to share some different songs from. I'll play a song from American Rockstar. I'll play a Sin Dust song, my favorite song by them. Nice Guys Finish Last. Like every time I listen to this song, it makes me like break down in tears. I don't know why. It's just one of those like lyrically heavy songs that just really just digs deep into your soul, and just everyone's been that guy. So, and I just play a couple music tunes just to kind of, you know, give you a little bit more content to listen to and stuff like that. So if you're into music and checking out some new stuff, here's where I'm going to give you that. And in the future, you know, I'll be interviewing bands and stuff like that. But I'm just a music guy by heart, and I'm really getting reconnected with it recently, and it makes me feel good. It's been a real good outlet, and it's been good to get back together with old friends and kind of, you know, get back to certain things. So, but on that note, thank you again for listening, and I appreciate everyone that's listened to it this far, and I appreciate everyone that continues listening through the music, and I greatly appreciate everyone who subscribes and shares this with everyone. So on that note, I will see you all soon. I will get back to you guys better than ever. So until then, take it easy, everyone, and have a great summer, and we shall talk soon. Ciao. Strength and why are they blue?
my head there are some clues. What do you hope to find out about you? In my head there are more than clues. It's only me, at least I have you. Or am I just guilty of wishful thinking? Or am I just guilty of being me? I don't wanna be me anymore, 'cause night skies vanish last. Could I ever be anything more? 'Cause night skies vanish last. Now it's my I don't wanna be me anymore, 'cause night skies finish last. Could I ever be anything more? 'Cause night skies finish last. I don't wanna be me. 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 You're wasting precious time, my friend. Focusing on the night, I'm being kinda wake up early. Checks the close of life and dread. Not as easy as it seems to bother. Can't wait for you. Just let me focus. I will brave. I need this heart to stay alive. I'll take my chances, choose my side, and I won't sleep through this life. Your autopilot's kicking in. Let's leave back the wheel. Your memory's all that's precious to you. Keep your pride, don't risk it. Roll. Take control of hit the ball you never saw it coming. Just let me focus. I will brave. I need when they do